Wow, it's another exciting time with e-learning virtual classroom for senior high school students on business management. Lovely friends, take your learning tools and let us start the process. The diagram here is at the verge of falling upon a hit of an object. Generally, sometimes many people, organizations experience all times in their routine activities with its attending effects such as loss of properties, loss of lives, loss of profit, and to some large extent, loss of potential customers and suppliers. On this note, we introduce our topic as risk management. So we're going to focus on risk management. We are following the objectives. The very first one is definition of risk, definition of risk management, importance of risk management principles, risk management steps, and potential risk management treatments. Now, what is risk all about? According to Oxford Dictionary, risk is a situation involving exposure to danger. Furthermore, it is an event that can have negative effects on individuals, organizations, and institutions in realization of their goals. This example of risk: road accident on the Cape Coast in Takoradi Highway. Lives have been endangered, properties have been destroyed. This also fire outbreak at Cantonment Market. With this scene, no business can thrive. This is another fast scene at Accra. Businesses are locked up, no access to the business centers. What's more, types of risks. The first one is fundamental risks, pure risks, and speculative risks. What is fundamental risks? Fundamental risks is a risk that affects entire economy or a large group of communities. It is caused by natural phenomena and social phenomena such as earthquake and galloping inflation. The next is speculative risks. These are risks in which the outcome presents opportunity for gain or loss. For example, business venture. When you get into business, you have opportunity either to gain or lose. The next is pure risk. Pure risk, this is where the outcome of an event has opportunity for a loss or at best no gain at all. And it includes personal risks, property risks, and liability risks. So with this particular risk, it is insurable. You can take insurance policy to cover such risks. The next is definition of risk management. Definition of risk management. Risk management is the process of identifying, assessing, and controlling threat to organization capital and its earnings. These threats of risks may originate from different sources such as accidents, we have management incompetence, production errors, and natural disasters. What are some of the importance of risk management? The very first one is it reduces legal liabilities. When you manage your risk very well, there is no probability of you getting into a court for any fine. Second, risk management ensures continuity of a business. When you have proper planning for your risks, then your business is also going to run successfully without any break or interruption. The next is risk management prevents loss of property. when all your business resources, naming man, machine, materials, and money are properly managed, there's no tendency that you're going to lose your properties. Then last but not least is risk management helps to protect the image of an organization. A company's organization that have tried for long years have reputation because they manage their risks very, very well. Now, the next thing that we consider is principles of risk management. Principles of risk management. International Organization for Standards cited in Wikipedia 2021 and listed the principles of risk management as follows. One, it should be systematic and structured. Systematic means it should be step by step. Structured means it must be well planned. Then two, it must be an integral part of an organization. It should form part of every organization. The next is it must be part of the decision-making process. That anytime business are about to make decision, then the crucial aspect is risk management is to be considered in the process. And the next is it must be dynamic and responsive to changes, especially in this technological world. Risk management must meet technology in time like this. Then the last but not least is that it must take human factors into consideration. We need to think about the people at work. We need to provide them all the necessary tools for them not to be endangered whilst working. A crucial aspect of risk management is the process. Now let us look at the process. The very first one is identify the risk. What kind of risk is that? What is it? Is it fundamental risk? Is it pure risk or speculative risk? So you should be able to identify the risks. And when you identify the risk, you should be able to measure the risks. We should be able to know the severity of the risks, the gravity of the risks, whether the risk is high risk, medium risk, or low risk. Then you find possible solutions of resolving the risks. That is, examine the solutions. Particularly this area that we have covered, one of the provision is the protocols. So the use of the protocols, when you obey the rules concerning the protocols, then it means we are finding our solution to the problem. Then we need to put it into practice. We need to actualize it by putting all the protocols into practice. That's implementation. Then we move on to monitor the risks to see to it that the right thing is done to realize our objective. More importantly, we need to also consider potential risk management treatment. Space 2017 outlined 5 treatments for risks, and these are as follows. 1. Risk retention. Risk retention means accepting the risk as when it occurs by an organization. So we should be able to accept the risk as when it occurs as part of business entity. Then the second, risk reduction. This is a method that organization reduces the severity of risks from occurring by providing fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, and safety wire. When all these are provided by organization, then it means that we should be in a position to curb the risk. The next is risk avoidance. This is a nation of risk activities and exposure that can have negative effect on organization business resources. What are the resources? We have man, machine, material, and money. So anytime we try to eliminate any tendency of risks, then we're going to have freedom with these 4 M's. Going to focus on the next one, which is risk transfer. Risk transfer is very, very important here. This is where pure risk is transferred by the insurer to the insurer. So with this kind, the pure risk is transferred. And I said earlier on that pure risks are insurable. So in this case, if anything should happen to the business, the organization, particularly the insurance company, will come in to compensate the business. And then we have risk sharing. This is a 50-50 approach where organization decide to share part of its risk with the insurance company and have its own self-insurance strategy, have its own self-insurance strategies. Some businesses can have accounting approach. Risk sharing is 50-50 approach. This is where, or this is a situation where an organization share part of its risks with insurance company, have its own self-insurance strategies. For example, we can have a business get into the capital market to buy shares. The business can also thrive on basic savings. We can also have provision for doubtful debt, provision for depreciation, and so on and so forth. All these are strategies, internal strategies to reduce risks within an entity. The next is risk tolerance. Risk tolerance. This is where an investor's ability to endure potential losing of money on his or a business. For example, some businesses may have 30%. When they lose about 30% on their investment, it's nothing to them. But this one, every business has its own threshold. Some may have 10%, others may have 5%, so on and so forth. Now, the key word for today's lesson is risks, risk management, risk transfer, risk sharing, risk avoidance, risk reduction, risk management process, and potential risk treatment, risk tolerance, and then we also talk about the principles of risk management. Lovely friends, take your book and do this exercise. Explain the following thing. The very first one is explain the term risks. Then you also explain what is meant by risk management. Then state and explain two types of risks. List any three potential treatment to risks and then explain them. Never hesitate to ask any question when you are confronted with an issue. Just call, just text, and I'll be there right for you. Goodbye till we meet again.